Hello all. In this video we are going to learn about data structures and its applications. Now what is data structure? If we go by dictionary definition, data is nothing but information and structure is something that is made up of number of parts that are held or put together in a particular way. If we take the example, it can be a structure of a building. Now if we combine these two together and define data structure for computer systems, a data structure is a way to store the information and organize the data so that it can be used efficiently. Now let us see different data structures available. First is an array. Array is collection of similar type of elements which are stored in a sequence. Now this is an array. Each element of an array is accessed by an index. This index starts with 0 and each element will have an index. Now if I want to access here a pen which is of yellow color, I can access it as pen 3. Now what are real life applications of an array? We all must have used online ticket booking system such as booking ticket for bus, train or a movie. Now here seats are arranged in number of rows and number of columns. Now if I want to select a particular seat, seat number 14, so it belongs to row 3 and column 1. So it can be accessed as seat 3 1. Next data structure is stack. All of you are familiar with operation of web browser. So whenever we open a web page, that page will get opened and its URL is stored. Again, if I open another web page, let us say aissmsiot.org, that page will be opened and again its URL will be stored on the stack. Now from the opened web page you can click on any particular link and you can open that page also. So here suppose I click on Alacrity 2020, that page will get opened and its URL is again now stored on the stack. Now what will happen if I click on the back button? When we click on the back button, we go to last visited page. Again, if I click on the back button, I can go to the last visited page. So this is an operation of stack which uses the principle of last in first out. That means who comes last will be gone out first. Next data structure is a queue. Now we all have been a part of some queue in our life. Now it may be a queue at movie ticket, queue at travel ticket booking, or queue to take a token at restaurant or booking an appointment. Now in queue, all these tokens are arranged in a sequence. So whenever next token is issued, it will be added at the end of a queue. Now queue here is having two ends, front and rear. So token is always added at the rear end. Now when next token is again issued, it will be added in the rear end of the queue. Now these tokens will be served in a sequence in first come first served basis. So first token 1 will be served and after that it will serve token number 2, deleting the token from the front end. In the same way, token 2 will be served and it will move to the next token. So this queue operates on the principle of first in, first out. Next data structure is linked list, where data elements are not stored in continuous memory locations, but they are linked together. Now all of us have music players in our mobile phone, where we can create a playlist. In that we can store multiple songs and these songs are linked with each other. Whenever a song is over, or if we click on the next button, a next song will be played. In the same way, again song 2 is over, or if we click again on the next button, a next song will be played and it will continue. So this is similar to a singly linked list where we can travel in only one direction. Now, along with next button, we also have the previous button in our music player. So if we want, we can again traverse back to the previously played song. Now here, if we click on previous, we can go to the song number 2. Now from song number 2, I have two options. If I click on next, I can go to song 3, or if I again click on previous, I can go to the song number 1. So this concept is similar to doubly linked list, where we can navigate in both the directions. Another feature that we have in the music player is loop. That means if it is enabled, I can repeat the list. That means whenever I reach to the end of my playlist, it will again repeat the list and play the song number 1. So this is similar to a concept of circular linked list. Next data structure is tree. We all know tree and its different parts like root, leaf and branches. Similar to it, tree is a nonlinear data structure where we have multiple nodes and these nodes are connected with the help of branches. The first node is called as root and nodes are connected with the help of branches, and the last nodes are called as leaf nodes. Now there are many applications of tree. The one most familiar to you is development of games like tic-tac-toe, chess and Sudoku. Now let us consider the example of tic-tac-toe where we have multiple players. Let us say player 1 will put a cross and player 2 will put a circle. Now in game tree, each state is represented by a node. Now here the first move by player 1 will be done. Now what are the different possibilities that player 1 is having to put the cross? So all these are the possibilities where player 1 can put a cross. Now here each node is representing a state of a game. Now let us assume player 1 has put a cross in the first left corner which is shown. So this completes level 1. Now in level 2, player 2 will get a chance to have his move. So what are the now different possibilities for player 2? So player 2 can put a circle in all these different possible places. So depending on which node is selected in level 1, all these possibilities will be available for player 2. So here we can see a structure like a tree where nodes are arranged in hierarchical manner, and at different levels we have different set of nodes. Next data structure is graph. Now in graph, data is organized in the form of vertices and edges. The most popular application of graph is map. Now all of us have used Google Maps, where we find multiple cities are interlinked with each other with the help of different paths. Now these paths can be unidirectional or bidirectional. Now we have multiple paths to reach from one destination to another. Now by applying different algorithms and considering different parameters like distance, direction of a path and the traffic, we can find out the shortest path to reach from one destination to another. Now to conclude, by considering all these different applications, we have seen how data structures plays important role in all major day-to-day life applications, and that is why we should learn data structures. Thank you.